This just in, Fruit Bats. Just a few days ago, a large YouTube channel that focuses on news and pop culture did a video concerning the vegan Freelee the Banana Girl. Now this channel isn't your usual bimbo just wanting to hate on Freelee. This is a semi-professional operation, and the person made some good points. He was fair and balanced. He was basically just introducing a discussion about how far people should go for their cause. And that's ironic right there, because that got him to discuss this and introduce this to his 3.8 million subscribers. And this channel started in 2006 and has 1.5 billion views. Here's some of that video.
The guy that was featured on Amy Schumer's Instagram said that he's being threatened by her fans. Many calling him the N-word, and one person saying they were going to set he and his family on fire. And it goes to that conversation we've had over the past few weeks: are people responsible for what their audiences do? And many have agreed, no, not really, with an asterisk on it. The asterisk being, yes, they are responsible if the first person, the famous person, was attacking someone. The most requested story today is the vegan community online and on YouTube toxic. And the person at the center of many of these news stories is YouTube vlogger Freelee. Many have accused her recently of being a bully, threatening people, harassing people. Most recently, Elizabeth Rebar of exojane.com said, "As a vegan, I feel sick seeing so much hate being promoted in my community."
Well, having been in this community now for 6 years or so, I hear these kind of words come up. The words hate and bullying are very subjective words. At least they've been made subjective because of people on the internet. I think people's misuse of the word bully is the worst, because that's an actual serious crime. It has a definition, and people aren't using that word right when they're referring to us. You can't bully someone through YouTube. And as for the word hate, what we're doing is not hate. Mostly. Well, it's okay to hate some people, you know. Some people are hateful, but that's not what we're trying to do.
Many also shouting harassment based around videos like YouTubers who promote eating disorders, videos that are going after huge YouTubers like Blogilates, and there's a lot of blah 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 drama that I'm not even going to jump into around this story. What I will say is, whether it be around the vegan community, whether it be around fitness, religion, whether it be politics, there will be a subsection of that group that become militant, that become aggressive. And for that militant group, it's not because they woke up one day and were like, I want to be an asshole to people. People acting shitty to a group of people often makes that group act shitty to other people. So if you're vegan and you hear the joke, how do you tell if a person is a vegan within 10 seconds of meeting them? They'll tell you, ha ha ha. That person then might jump from being a passive supporter to a militant supporter. And so when I see people like Freelee, I understand they very much believe in their lifestyle. The way that I think of it is, I don't dislike or hate preachy vegans, I hate harassing assholes. There's a way to get your very valid points across without being a huge asshole, and I say that as someone who has been a huge asshole to get his very valid points across in the past.
That's a good understanding of human psychology, Philip. But as for that last point you made, well, I have a lot of insight into getting popular on YouTube, because I haven't done it. I've done the studying. Firstly, since you're really popular, it's easy to say that you don't need to go to extremes to get attention, because you don't anymore. Once you're huge, you've got the visibility. Also, I noticed your channel's from 2006. That's the very year that YouTube started. I remember it. And back then, it was easy to get visibility because it was new. You got in on the ground floor. There wasn't that much competition. There were probably a lot more viewers than video makers compared to right now.
It's possible, and it just takes a little more time thinking of those words.
Here he might be referring to the in-your-face approach to get people to go vegan, once they're watching us. Yes. Well, it turns out that actually does work on some people. I've seen so many comments under Freelee's videos, and Durianrider, who said, your kick in the butt is just what I needed. Now I'm glad that you were so harsh.
And so when I see certain people like this, I go, oh yeah, this person's 100% feeding the toxic side of everything. Like, look at her, what she's doing is 100% working for her, that's awesome. But I'd also be more open to her thoughts if she didn't say things like, in a now deleted video, when your obese brothers and sisters get stuck on the stairway on 9/11 preventing fit people from getting through and surviving, you make it part of my business. So fat people are so horrible they contributed to even more deaths on 9/11.
Wait. Who's exaggerating and hating now? See, this is what we get a lot. That's a perfect example right there, coming from someone who's not even one of the vegan trolls that we get. Philip just runs a news channel here, and he agrees with us a lot. But he still took our words and twisted it and exaggerated it. That's actually common human behavior. But let's recognize it. This is what people have been doing to Freelee. She just pointed out something that's probably true, if you think about it. She never said that they were bad people for getting in the way, that they can help it. But if they watch other videos, they know that they can help being fat, which doesn't just hurt others, it hurts themselves. The bad people are the ones you spoke of coming up in the next clip, who purposely manipulate the field of diet so people don't know what to do because they're too confused. Now, they're the ones introducing a toxic element. We're simply trying to combat it.
And the reason I get annoyed around things like this is I think that Freelee and people like her actually have points here and there, especially when they call out these other people who sometimes for sponsorships promote, oh, this thing that could potentially be healthy, actually completely not. Because there should be a conversation about our YouTubers or our big people in general promoting an unhealthy lifestyle for money. A sponsorship for something unhealthy that maybe they have put under a false veil of being healthy for money to their young, impressionable viewers. And there's a big conversation to be had about the treatment of animals, the meat industry, the impact on the world that livestock has. But when it resorts to fat people caused more people to die on 9/11 or attacking people's looks, in my opinion, it doesn't help.
A lot of people have that opinion, but you just haven't had the experience we have.
It seems like Freelee and people like her, their defense is that I have to be a little harsh to make the world a better place.
We may not help people like Blogalates, but she's just one person. But she's got millions of viewers, and a lot of them are hearing our position for the first time. Information shouldn't be restricted, but that's exactly what Blogalates is doing by deleting videos, trying to ban channels just because of information. So if this is what it takes to get the truth out, in the words of Hillary Clinton 3 days ago, deal me in. And as Donald Trump responded to that, Hillary's always yelling. It's not ladylike. To that, I shall quote Saturday Night Live's Amy Poehler. Bitches get stuff done.